Gold jacket, green jacket, who gives you?
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Gold Jacket, Green Jacket podcast. We're here for episode number 493. My name is Christian Dragonetti, and I'm joined, as always, by my good friend and Australian PJ professional, Mr. Joel Mitchell. Joel, mate, what's going on? Episode 61, by the way, ladies and gents. I had to throw him off.
That actually caught me so off guard, dude.
I did threaten last week that we were going to do it.
You know the worst part was that I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, 62? 60? Not sure, 4 million.
Yeah, 400 and whatever it was, 79.
Oh,
How are you, Jolly?
I like it. I'm good now. That was awesome. That was
Yeah,
funny.
good.
That was a good way to start, actually. I like
Absolutely.
it.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
And you?
Yeah, I'm good. It's busy. Been busy. I can't seem to catch a break at the moment. There's
Yeah.
just one thing after another, and we're 6 months out from the wedding,
not
and it's
even-
just like it's only going to get busier for me in the next few months anyway. So
It's not even a festive season. I feel like it doesn't stop.
I know.
It's already April.
I feel like I'm in
hate
that blur between Christmas and New Year. I just don't know what day it is. I spend most of the time either on the golf course or hungover.
No, I'm not even really sure who anyone is. So, David, tell us about how. You're an idiot.
Anyway,
You wanker.
before we go any further, ladies and gents, you may have seen last week there was a story I put up on the Instagram regarding the intro to the episodes. So the little jingle that you might hear at the start, the song from the Caddyshack, and then also the little clip from Happy Gilmore. During the editing process last week, I was fiddling around with some stuff and came up with a shortened version of what our intro was.
Yeah.
If you listen to the episode on Spotify, you heard it. That was the one. However, when uploading it to YouTube decided to have a little hissy fit and yell at us about copyright stuff. So we've had to revert back to the old one, which makes even less sense.
And now we have to think of
And now we're thinking of-
no. We need a new podcast host because you got 12 months jail time for copyright, didn't you?
Yeah, I'm going to prison.
You idiot.
I'm taking Tony's spot. No, anyway, look, we're going to just fiddle around with a couple of things. So for now, we're just going to leave it as it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, apologies for any confusion because I'm sure there would have been a couple of people out there being like, he said something, but it's nothing's different.
He's forgotten.
He's just forgotten.
Yeah. Anyway.
We got a lot to get through, right? So I want to get stuck straight into it. Recent rounds.
Yep.
Hit me.
Mine was Saturday.
Yep.
First comp round I've actually played at Rosanna in a little bit.
Wow. Okay.
Like in terms of like
Saturday morning comps.
just a normal Saturday comp, right?
Yeah, beautiful.
It was a last minute thing. I thought of it. You know, I had to check at the timesheet Friday Arvo or midday Friday. I'm thinking, I've got nothing to do tomorrow. I'll go see what the timesheet looks like. It was shotgun starts in the morning in Arvo. It was it was a monthly medal. So,
Yeah, beautiful.
am I beautiful? And I might, if I can find a group that I actually want to play with,
Of course.
or can tolerate,
Yeah,
we'll
correct.
go with. I'll jump in and found a grouse group at 12:45 off 12 or something like
Man.
that. And it was only a 3. It was awesome. And
even
there was
better.
no one on 13, 14, 15 or 16.
Oh, so you had the golf course open to
Like
yourself.
3 hours 41 or something like
Oh,
that.
that's elite.
It was unreal, right?
That's elite.
And yeah, it was the first round with the little putter update.
Yes.
So slightly cut down, different grip, not re-weighted. It was the same weights, they just look a little bit different.
Yeah, it's a few cosmetic changes.
Yeah,
and,
a couple
and
things,
slight
and a
shortening.
slight feel change, and it did wonders. Like I didn't box everything I looked at, but the roll was pure.
Yeah.
So I had 2 under, and it was, I think it was, what was it? It was max score stroke, so it was like +3 or something.
Yeah, it's not bad.
So
3 over.
I'm not.
3 over net.
That's okay.
Yeah, that is
I was
what it
just
is.
more of a swing in, and yeah, it's just it. So
There you go.
can't complain about that. Didn't really get anything dropping on that front 9, but
Yep. No,
Couple
is
under.
what, is what it is.
That was it.
Can't
It didn't-
complain.
Yeah, it didn't hit it amazing
For a
but,
last minute round, it is what it is, mate.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. So
No, very
under
good.
par's always good for me.
Absolutely. So yeah, we had monthly medal as well at Heidelberg. It was stroke. And before I go any further, if anybody from the Heidelberg match committee is listening, please adopt a max score stroke. Please. This normal traditional stroke shit is getting on my nerves. I'm sick of playing 445s.
Yeah,
I'm sick of, having 11s.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? And seeing people have
I'm
13s.
waiting for
And, figure out a system. We were talking about it on the golf course all day.
max
Mitch
score
said,
stroke is the best thing you can do for a stroke day at
Yeah.
like during a comp field, especially at club level, without being in club championships.
yeah, it makes
Like,
it
it's
so
so good.
all the sense in the world to
So
adopt
good.
it. We said that even if they decided, right, the max number you can have on any hole is 10, As soon as you have 10, pick it up and go.
Yeah.
That'll cut a few minutes off each round, hopefully.
Yeah.
But back to my round. We started on 5. Great hole to start on.
Yeah.
And got off to the slowest start. All right. You'll be very impressed with this next stat. I played the par 5s 3 under par.
Good.
Played the rest of the golf course 16 over par. Finished with a net 78, which honestly, I went bogey on 5, double on 6, quad on 7, quad on 7, and triple on 8.
Far
Yeah,
out. So
horrible
you're like
stuff.
11 over.
I'll
through.
chew through my handicap in 4 holes.
No, it would have
And then
less
some.
than
I
that.
might have been a double on 8 or something, but it was horrendous. And you know what it was, Joel?
You hit the golf ball a lot. Just
I hit
the thought.
Hit it lots.
Just the thought.
I hit it lots. That's granted. However, I don't think I did an awful lot terribly. In hindsight, yeah, obviously those numbers say different, right?
Yeah, it
but
does.
At the time, I'm just like 7, for example. I have an 8 on 7, which is never fun, right? I took 3 wood off the tee, pulled it left, hit a tree, then kicked hard right across the fairway, hit a tree that separates 6 and 7, right?
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah.
then shot it further right. You know, so imagine on 6, the par 3, imagine razzing your ball off the front of the green.
On what hole?
6,
Yeah.
right? That's where I was for my second shot on 7.
Oh.
Yeah. After hitting 2 trees. the first tree was left. 6 is on the right-hand side of the hole. So I've gone left, dunk, 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 and then...
So let's backtrack to you saying that you didn't do much wrong. So that's a mistake. You pulled it left
Yeah.
into a tree. 1.
Yeah,
Go.
okay.
Next
right.
shot.
The next shot I flushed. I got really unlucky and clipped the very top of the tree that I was trying to go over. Similar to your shot in the Ambrose Day a couple weeks ago.
Yeah,
on
yeah,
4.
on 4, yeah.
And it dropped straight down in a hole. Right?
Okay, yeah, no, I'll still pay 1 though. Yeah.
Then I've had to take an awkward stance and try and hack the thing out. Right? And then try and make friggin' up and down for bogey from the 5th fairway because that's all I could really do. So I got my money's worth. I got the dollar per shot value this week. The return was so good.
You're up.
Right, I had plenty.
You're up.
But after 8, I played really good.
You're fine.
I played really good.
Well, you went what? Bogey,
made-
double, quad, double.
I think
So what? You're 9 over through 4.
I might have made. I think I was 7 over through the first 3 holes or something, 4 holes or something.
Yeah.
I wasn't that. I might be over exaggerating 8 a little bit, but like birdied 9, birdied 11, birdied 14, 3 of the longer
Okay.
par 5s.
Yeah,
like,
good.
Awesome
Yeah.
holes, and then just played a pretty stock standard round of golf after that.
Far out.
And so it got me thinking back to Luke's episode a few weeks ago where I was like, he's right. Golf should only be 15 holes.
Oh, that's what you meant.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, 14 holes because those
14,
4.
15 holes because I'll even cop the quad if it's 14 holes. You know what I mean? Like if that's the one I've got to include, fair enough. But this is the joy of playing with a bloke like Mitch Cooper, right? As much shit as I give him and as much shit talk as he can dish out, he's got some wisdom about him because when you're having these big blow up holes on stroke days, he's very quick to remind you, oi, it might say 8 now, but GA only sees it as a 6 for 0. Really. Because every score, regardless of what comp you're playing, gets converted to Stableford.
Right. Yeah.
So to sort of calm
sort
the
of.
anger and the temper a little bit, you've just got to remind yourself that, all right, it's a 9, but really it's just a double. Because as soon as you've not scored a point on that hole, Golf Australia forgets it
Just
out.
cuts it out. Yeah.
Golf
yeah,
Australia
yeah.
forgets. They don't care if you've had another 22.
That's a good point. It's kind of
Right?
a good point.
So if you're worried about blowing your handicap out, as I was in the midst of ththose holes, I kept trying to tell myself that I had a free whack when I didn't. I lost a flag on Saturday. Having that thought in the back of my mind of like, all right, well, it's an 8, but it's really a 6.
Yeah.
It's only a double.
Points wise,
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Because
points wise.
yeah, it's a stroke round.
No,
and
you're right.
And you want to play a stroke. You want to play the stroke format, but
And under that technicality, yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah.
credit to Mitch. He just throws it in right at the right moment.
Yeah.
Because we all had a stinker on fucking Saturday. None of us played all that crash hole.
No.
And yeah, like just that little sprinkle of just like, it's not that big a deal. It's only a 6. Move on. So credit to him. But now, we discussed last week, Jolly, that we weren't really going to spend a lot of time talking about our own stuff this week
No.
because we've done it plenty of times. We've spent a couple of weeks talking about pro events, Burnboogle, Golf Day, that's all behind us now.
All the stuff.
Episode 61/473. We can move firmly forward. We're not going to get into Q School just yet. That's coming up at the end of the week. We'll probably do a recap of that.
Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
after first stage.
At the time of listening, it is the final round of first stage when
Yeah.
you're listening to this on the Friday. So hopefully I've got some good news on.
Correct.
Well, we'll have to do it Sunday.
Yeah, we'll
as
come
a
in over the
recording.
weekend
But
and
hopefully
record.
I've got some good news for you.
Yeah.
And then the week after, hopefully I have some even better news.
Yeah.
So I won't dive into it now. We've already done that. So
Absolutely. There's been plenty of time for that. But what we wanted to do was get back onto like a topic. Right? We've got a little surprise for you guys at the end of the episode. We're going to do an extended version of questions from the second cut. We've got a few questions each that we're going to get through. But in the interim, we're going to have a chat about how we would best prepare for a round of golf. Now, I'm not talking about a 4-day event like clubbies or any pro events that you've had. I'm talking about your stock standard, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday comp round, one a week.
Whatever it
This
is.
is what you can do. And I think this is going to be a good contrast, Jolly, between the two of us. Because obviously you're an aspiring pro golfer, right? And you are,
perfect way to put it.
right? And I'm, 7 handicap slapper, as we've coined it in the past.
As we've already called
Right.
it. Yeah.
So for me, when I look into how I can best prepare for a round of golf, obviously each golfer is different and they're going to have their own ailments and issues that they've got going on, both, with work or scheduling or their bodies or whatever it might be. So for me currently, my work schedule is quite open in the sense that I can get out on weekends quite freely and do whatever I need to do, which is great. But the body's not always there. I'm really fortunate in the sense that at the moment it's really good. The body's as good as it has been for a long time.
Yep.
And I think that's down partly to how well I'm actually hitting it. I think the better I swing it, the better my body feels.
Oh, of course.
And
Well,
it's that, or the better my body feels, the better I swing it. Like it's kind of a catch-22 there.
yeah.
But for me, the preparation starts the Friday night for a Saturday round. And it's as simple as making sure that nothing changes or not much changes in the sense of going to bed at a reasonable hour. It's not huge, right? But if
No,
I'm,
but
if,
it's
if
still
I go
enough,
out,
though.
if I go out on a Friday night with the boys and I'm out drinking till whatever time it is, midnight, past after that, whatever, I can expect that the next round of golf on the Saturday isn't going to be all that crash hot.
Why though?
Because you're not well rested. You've
Yeah.
been out on the sauce the night before,
Yeah,
right? These are things that are going to compromise you going into your round of golf. Generally, right? Yes, it's a sport, so you're going to feel better when you're refreshed, relaxed, energized, well fueled, all these kind of things. At the end of the day, for lack of a better term, you're athletes, right?
correct.
We're all partaking in an athletic sport, right? And people might, screw their nose up and go, it's just a round of golf and a walk in the park. Like, yeah, but
It depends
it's
what the
tiring.
mentality you have towards it. But like
Correct.
if you're going out there and like there's many members at a golf club that would go to the golf club, and if it's raining and they don't go out to play, they're not that bothered. Day's
No.
not ruined. They go inside with their mates, drink piss, have
No.
some chips.
And
They
I
don't
suppose-
go there to play golf. They
And I
go there
suppose-
because the boys there. They drink piss and they can just enjoy the day away from home.
Correct.
But it depends what mentality you have.
I suppose I'm kind of preaching to the choir of people who are in a similar boat to me where it's the one part of the week they look forward to the most.
Correct. Yeah.
Right? It's their one round of golf that they get to play a week, right?
yeah.
And so
And you want to play it well.
I want to play well.
Enjoy it.
I want to have fun with my mates. And if we go in for a beer afterwards, even fucking better.
Yeah.
Right? So for me, that's where it kind of starts. Like, for example, the golf day that we had a couple of weeks ago, the night before, I knew it was just it was always going to be a hit and giggle. That was the whole point of the day. So I was at my mate's house meeting his new son, drinking bottles of red wine.
Beautiful.
Celebrating that. And I knew that, okay, well, it's just a hit and giggle tomorrow. Like, I'm just going to go have some fun and entertain and whatever else. So I don't need to be stressed about playing well
Yeah.
overly, right? For a Saturday comp, it's a bit different. I like to make sure that I'm getting away to bed at a reasonable hour. Nothing too
It's
different.
what you're prepping for.
It's because I'm up early for work anyway, so nothing too different to what my work schedule would be anyway. Right? Golf's a bit of a sleep in for me generally.
Yeah, true.
Even teeing off at 7:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
Right? So waking up early on the Saturday as well, making sure I've got enough time to obviously drive to the golf course. I work it backwards. I work from the tee time backwards. So if I'm teeing off at 7:30, I like to get there no later than 7 o'clock, half an hour. Because in half an hour, I can go and hit 25 balls on the range, hit a couple of chips around the putting green, roll some putts, grab a sand bucket, check in, do whatever I need to do, and get to the golf course in time. Right?
Yeah. You have a routine.
Absolutely. I live half an hour away from the golf course, so then I need to be out the door by 6:30.
Yeah. There you go.
I can get up any time before that,
Yeah.
depending on how the body feels. If the body's not great and I want to jump on the foam roller beforehand, just stretch out or do,
Give
whatever it
yourself
might be,
to 5 minutes.
give myself an extra 10 minutes, get up
Yeah.
an extra 10 minutes earlier.
Yeah.
And these are all pretty stock standard
Yeah.
tips and tricks, right? So obviously, listen to your body. Number
Yeah,
one.
correct. Yeah.
Listen
yeah,
to what
yeah.
your body says.
Yeah.
If you're tired, maybe don't book in a 7 o'clock tea time or 7:30 tea time.
Sometimes you won't know. Sometimes
Correct.
you can. Sometimes it's like I take a different mentality. I take a very very different mentality going into a general comp round as I would a tournament. Which is probably expected.
Your scale for expectations have changed.
Well, exactly.
yours-
So like going into Saturday,
Rather, your scale of importance has changed.
Yeah, it's maybe a priority list. Like, don't get me wrong. On Saturday, I still wanted to shoot the best score I possibly could, and
Absolutely.
I was locked in. Like, I'm still trying to shoot a good score and trying to lock in as if I was playing an event. That's the mentality. I want to go out there and post a good number, but it's if I don't,
Yeah.
oh well.
Yeah, it's fair.
Figure out why I didn't. Maybe I don't know.
Your handicap's
But
not going to kick you off the tour.
the thing is, going into a comp round, sometimes it just flat out depends. Like I got to Rosanna on Saturday at 11 a.m. for a 12:45 shotgun.
Yeah, right.
Not even with the intention to go warm up, practice, just stretch, nothing.
That's just how the day went.
I just got there at 11 o'clock. I annoyed the crap out of the Georgia and Luke in the shop. Just annoy them a little bit and went inside, had a coffee and had a bite to eat. I didn't even hit balls.
Yeah.
I didn't even putt.
Just walk straight to 12.
No, I did hit balls. I didn't putt though. I didn't do any. I went out and hit 8 balls. I got a full bucket of got 30 balls in this basket and hit 8 of them. I just hit 7 irons.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, and I checked the time. It's like 12:25. I'll just slowly walk out there. And I was walking out to 12, and I ended up getting there, and the boys were there. And anyway, but it was like a mentality shift. I'm standing over it, going, oh, well, let's see how this goes.
Yeah.
Like yes, maybe the mentality could change a little bit, but it's more or less I don't want to overstrain both the body and the mentality over worrying about a round that isn't as significant as I may seem it.
Absolutely
or
not.
it may seem to me. So, but to complement what your mentality is going into a Saturday round, I can't stress it enough. Eat. You have to have breakfast.
So yeah, that's another part of the routine. So I'll get up early enough so that I can make a coffee.
Yeah.
I've got a little travel mug. I
Yeah.
take it in the car
Perfect.
with me.
Perfect.
And I'll smack back a protein shake.
The
I try
perfect-
not to eat.
The perfect word is routine.
Yeah.
You have to like I said, it depends what the mentality you have behind it, but you not have to, but I highly recommend doing the same or similar things every week to just so your body doesn't go, oh, that's new, and then
Yeah.
it's because it's all it's a
So-
mentality game. Golf's easy, we just make it hard.
We've discussed in the past routines and superstitions and all that kind of stuff. And for the longest time, my routine was get up early, stretch on the Pilates reformer we've got at home, jump in the car, straight through the drive-through.
Yeah.
Grab a Macca's and then a coffee and all that kind of
Perfect.
stuff.
Yeah.
And I used to do that every time, and I thought that was the reason why I played well, right? Because then I tried
superstition.
changing it a couple of times, and I was doing fruit smoothies, and they didn't work. I had 27 points. I was like, "Fuck this, I'm off." Right? So now I've scrapped solid foods in every way, shape, or form. I'm just
yeah.
coffee and a protein shake, and that really covers me. Occasionally, while I'm out there, I'll buy an egg and bacon muffin from the drinks cart.
Okay.
If I'm hungry and if I can feel tired in the
yeah.
swing.
Yeah.
Just a little bit of refuel.
Yeah.
I'll normally have a Gatorade or something in the bag
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
But it's all feeling.
Yeah.
If I feel like I need it, I'll have it.
So
Whereas, back in the day, it was drilled in routine.
yeah.
Get up,
Yeah.
stretch, Macca's,
See,
golf,
I
golf
have
club.
to. I've really gotten, which is not. It's not a superstition. It's just the way it's biology.
Yep.
The way your body works is, if I'm getting slightly hungry or anything like that, the brain goes a bit foggy.
Yeah, we spoke
it's-
about this at the Nash last
we
week.
spoke about it at the Nash. It's just a factor, and I really don't think through shots or make correct decisions. And I might just by making a decision and it comes off. I don't know, but it's a bit cloudier. I have to think harder. I have to work. Feel like I have to work harder.
Yep.
So for myself, I have to eat. I have to eat food. Have to keep up, keep the refueling going. Right.
Yep.
So what?
No, it's all good. It's just me. You go.
Oh, right. Otherwise, that like I can't stress enough. I play with people that don't eat a single thing for that 4.5 hours we're out there.
Yep.
And I don't know how you do that.
Yep.
I couldn't do that.
Some people, and again, it's biology. So everyone's different, right?
Like,
and
I don't really eat much.
No.
Like, I'm not a big eater, but I have to continuously eat. You know what I mean? Like, I won't sit down with a big plate, a mountain of food for dinner, but I'll always have to have me breakfast and then, have something at 10, then have a lunch at 12:30, and then have something at 3 and then dinner. Like, it's
course.
not big portions, but I always have to
Keep
top
something
up.
going.
I always have to top up because if I get hungry, I don't think. I don't think straight. It's just the way I'm wired.
no, that's fair enough. And
don't
like I
think
said,
straight.
everyone's different. But
It's
then
my fuel.
if you moving forward, right? Other ways to prepare, right?
Yeah.
And let's zoom into a range session
Yeah,
now.
yeah,
You managed to get to the golf club a little bit earlier, and now you're hitting balls, right? I played with a bloke a couple of weeks ago, and he might be listening. If he is, fantastic. He was telling me that he was going through some swing changes, and he went. This is like 16 holes into the round, mind you. Oh, I'm going through some swing changes, and I hit draws, but I'm trying to hit fades. I'm like, okay, fair enough, right? No dramas. I said, how often are you playing? And he goes, oh, this is my only round. This is the only contact I'm making with the golf ball. And I'm like, right, okay. And he was getting really frustrated in himself that these swing changes that he was talking about weren't being implemented to the level that he thought he could.
Okay, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I
As
said to him-
we all do.
I said to him, yeah, absolutely. And I said to him flat out, I'm like, mate, if you're not playing more than, this is the only golf you're getting, you cannot afford to hate it.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, you're
You
right.
cannot
You're
afford
right.
to hate it,
You're
right?
Just
Because-
whatever shape that has for those 20 balls you hit on the range.
Absolutely.
That's your shape for the day.
So that's the advice I gave him. So instead of, getting a bucket of balls and trying to work and fix something, put the balls down, swing freely, and whichever way the ball goes, play that. Right? I tell it to so many people. And yeah, sometimes if you've been grinding and you've had a session of practice during the week and you've got a bit more behind you, to actually go, well, no, I'm actually doing something wrong here and I can fix it.
yeah,
Go
yeah,
for
yeah,
it.
yeah. If you're out there
for
completely
it.
blind,
But if you've got no idea, if you've just, handed the toddler to mum in bed and then nicked off with the golf clubs on the shoulder just to go, I'm fucking sneaking out for a quick round. I'll be back at 12 o'clock, right? You cannot afford to sit there and go, where's my draw?
yeah.
Why can't I hit my draw?
Why can't I-
Why is it fading all of it? Why is it not fading all of it? Why can't I do this? Why?
Yeah,
Fuck
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Put the balls down, swing freely, whichever way it goes. That's what you're playing for the
Yeah,
day.
I can't stress. That's actually a good point. I can't stress it enough. But when I stand on the range and people are getting frustrated on the range,
Yeah.
that blows my mind.
Do you know
that
what-
blows my mind? You used to.
Oh, big
You
time.
used to get so angry on the range
much.
before a round. I'm like, what the? I'm trying to hit draws. Why? I'm trying to hit it. Just make good contact. However it comes out, righto. Just make good contact first. Like Raptor puts it really well. Raptor does the same thing. He primarily hits draws with his shorter stuff and fades. Well,
the
whatever
longer
he's
stuff.
feeling, whether he's feeling,
Yeah.
whatever, he just swings hard at it.
Yeah, absolutely.
But he can't stress enough. Just make good contact first, then figure it out.
And you're 100% right. I did used to be a bit of a range fiend and
Oh,
used to want to see a flight and all that kind of stuff. That would fill me with confidence.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, I don't know what it was. It wasn't even all of a sudden. Over time, I had to teach myself, no. You need to be okay with how it feels off the face.
Yeah.
Because if it feels good off the face, that's ultimately
Hit it good
you've-
first.
You've made a good swing.
Hit it good first and then figure it out from there. Because a millimeter of face difference could, or a single degree of face angle could change it. And when the club's moving at 90 mile an hour
Over the course of 200 yards.
over however far, and you've only got control, you're only hitting it 100 times a week during your round or on that range session,
It's a lot of numbers that don't work in your favor.
you're not going to have that much control.
Correct.
So just hit the center of the club first and then go from there.
Yeah.
That's like, I can't stress enough. That's when you're playing more and you're playing more regular or you're trying to do something with it. So for example, I've got the trust in myself and I know I'm hitting the ball out of the center of the club. So then I can start worrying about shapes and
Yep.
shot shapes and flights and stuff like
Yep.
that. And you've gotten to the stage where you can as well. You've got enough trust in your ability when you're swinging it good, of course.
Of course.
That you're going to hit the ball good.
Even
Or
when
good
I'm
enough.
not swinging it good, I'm still
You
confident
still-
enough that I can manufacture something.
You still understand how to flight it down or fly it higher or move it from either way. You still understand how to do that. Whether
Correct.
you pull it off or not, it's a different
story.
You still understand how to do it though. And the better you're swinging it, the more often you're going to pull it off.
Correct.
So, but for, like you said, for the guy that you played with, not seeing the shape he wanted to, well, what do you expect? You're not even hit the ball properly yet.
Correct.
Like it's so for
And you probably, and in fairness, I don't want to hang him out to dry too much. I don't think he'd seen anyone.
Yeah, okay, so it's probably a YouTube
think-
video.
Yeah, or he's just taken a video of himself and just gone, I don't like this move, let's try and fix
Cool,
it.
let's do something else.
Which I've done before and it worked for a period of time, but then ultimately it just ruins you.
So in terms of the pre-round warm-up, I do recommend hitting 20 balls on the range, 15, 20 balls on the range. Don't hit 60.
No.
Because you're going to hit less than that
That's
out on the
what
golf
irritates
course.
me. I see blokes with big buckets.
You're going to hit less than that out on the golf course.
Yeah.
Well, with give or take a couple.
Yeah.
But you've already played almost a round of golf before you've stepped up into the first tee by hitting 60 balls on the range. You're bugging, right? So hit 15 to 20 and all you're concentrating on, yes, you want to see the result. And if there's a mint flight out there that you've just hit, even better. But just hit the ball properly first.
Yeah.
Because everyone goes out there and you just go back to an habit. So you understand the shape out on the golf course. Stick to hitting the ball properly. And then go putt, whether the ball goes in or not, doesn't matter.
Nah.
You don't get caught up on result when you're practicing. It's
Yep.
the result matters out on the golf course.
Yep.
But when you're on the putting green, same thing. Hit 10 3-footers and just bang them in.
Yep.
Just understand how the ball's coming off the face first.
Yep.
And then
and get used to the sound of the ball hitting the cup.
exactly just see it go in and then roll a few 15 footers, get a bit of pace, hit your 40 footers, first tee.
Yep.
You only need half an hour.
And again, everyone's different. So
course,
like my
of course.
putting routine's a little bit. I'll go to just different varying lengths. And I'm not
Randomise,
I
randomise.
won't even line the ball
Don't
up
need to.
like I would. I throw the balls down and I try and pick a line and I hit it.
You don't need to. You don't need to line it up. You just need to understand pace and how that ball feels off the putter.
I hit it with the thought of let's miss it to less than a foot.
Yeah.
And that generally is a good speed.
Just pace control.
Good speed control.
Just pace control.
But the one thing I wanted to mention, you mentioned the word habit, right?
Yeah.
If you're in a bad habit with a certain aspect of your game, as I have been in the last 12 months.
All been there, man.
With some S words.
All
Right? Don't harp on it. Like, don't go to a range before a round and go, right, I've got the S words with my 7-iron. I'm going to bash out a bunch of 7-irons and fix it.
yeah, no.
Try twice, hit 2 balls.
Yeah.
And if you see the same problem rear its head again, put it away, move away.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And do what you can to try and avoid it out
If
on
it's
the
a
golf
practice
course.
session, massage it out. Do
100%.
everything you can. But if it's before a round, it's all you're going to think about.
Correct. So I've fallen into that trap before. We played at
Yeah.
Eastern one day and I was hitting it really poorly.
Yeah.
And you came and just gave me a couple of little tips to let's just get through today and then we'll work on it later.
Yeah.
Right? So, and then since then I've hit a couple of shots where I've just been like, oh, that didn't feel right. Now I can fix it because I know what I'm
Yeah,
looking
you
for.
understand what you're...
But in that interim period where I hadn't seen you just yet and I was still hitting these poor shots, I'm like, all right, well, stop. You're just going to ruin it for the day. Just stop. Put it away, hit something else, grab a different club out, hit something else, right? Instead of trying to hit these little 55-meter pitch shots with a sand wedge, grab a 9-iron out and just hit some, knock down 9-irons, whatever it might be. So that would be my advice. Putting, yes, absolutely. You must spend time putting.
Absolutely
Must.
It's not even spending time. Just divide it up in equally. And I love the term. Oh, I flushed it on the range.
Oh, yeah. Because those
Or,
mats are
I was
designed.
holding putts on the putting green. Or the putting green was no good. I hope it's good out there. It doesn't matter.
No.
It doesn't matter. You're never going to have the same putt. You're never going to have the same length. You're never going to have the same break. You could have similar breaks, similar pace, similar lines. You could have similar everything. It's not going to be the same. But same with that on the range. There's not a single. I don't think for anyone at any level. Not anyone at any level. I know for a fact I am not hitting a stock shot on the range. Right? And credit to SGM. He actually showed me this YouTube video about this game, we'll call it, or a drill, and that I've actually just incorporated that into my warm-up. It's missing on a particular side, just to incorporate ball control.
Yeah.
Right? And like, I can't stress enough, if you're just hitting 6 to 8 7-irons to the same thing over and over again, just comfy with the same flight, I can guarantee you're not going to have that shot on the golf course.
No.
And if you do, well, that's going to be one for probably ever.
There was a
So
period.
it's just move the ball, experiment, aim at different targets, hit different clubs, and just change up the shots a little bit, or play the first 3 holes in your head.
Yeah.
Like, just play the first 3
Absolutely.
holes. Just randomize how you hit the shot, and just do that. That's your range warm up.
Or if you can remember issues or shots that you might have had issues with in your last round.
Yeah.
Like, for example, I'm just going to rattle off some stuff. I had 110 meters into the pin on 17 or whatever it might be to a back right pin and I missed it, hard right.
Yeah,
I'm
into
just
the
going to
piss.
I need to hit a knockdown pitching wedge, 110 meters. I'm just going to hit 2 of them
Yeah.
and see if I can actually pull it
And
off.
you and that's another thing. If you're missing it right, you pick a target out on the range, and for example, say you're 130 at
Yeah.
17 at Heidelberg,
Yep.
and the pin's hard right, you can't miss it right.
No.
The pin is as far right as you're going to go. So you get 9 irons, and you hit 3 or 4 balls where you're shaping it towards a target or away, whatever. But that the landing zone of that ball does not fall right of that target on the range.
Yeah, correct.
That's your practice.
Yep.
Instead of just aimlessly hitting it into the abyss and then not understanding what that means. So
Yeah. The last thing I'm going to say about preparing for a golf round, be it social or competitive, is the ultimate goal when you're putting on the putting green, hitting balls on the range, even hitting balls in the net. Your goal shouldn't be to see a flight or a shape. Your goal should be to walk onto that first tee with confidence.
yeah, it's just understanding
it.
that you're going to hit the ball properly.
That's it. Some form of confidence, even if it's just a slither. If you've absolutely blown it up on the range and you can't do shit, right? But you hit 2 good shots, throw all your eggs in those 2 shots.
Yeah, hold on to that.
Right, hold on to
if
them.
you flushed it, if you hit draws and you flushed it, and the 2 that you flushed with little fades, well, hold on to the feeling. If you get up on that first tee, flush it, and it comes out as a draw. Well,
Yeah.
that's when you reanalyze.
Absolutely.
Or just figure it
So-
out. It's like,
The confidence of being able to walk out onto a golf course and play at a decent level that you're satisfied with.
it's just not result based.
It's not result-based
If
at
you're
all.
warming up and you're hung up on the ball not going in the hole on the putting green, well, you've lost already.
yeah.
You're not going to go out there and stand over the first putt going, well, this is not going to go in.
Yeah, correct.
Because it didn't on the putting green. No.
Yeah.
Like I've had some warm ups where I'll be on the range and I can't even hit a wedge to where I want to, and then go out and shoot 65.
Yeah.
Or can't even hold a 4-footer on the putting green because I'm just like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
And then go out and have 24 putts and putt the dots off it. Like
Yeah.
it's just to understand how the ball is coming off the face. That's all
Yep.
it is. It's all it is. And just get the blood flowing and then go out there and do what you normally do. And that's
Perfectly said.
all it is.
Let's move on, Jolly, because we've got to wrap this up nice and quickly because you're
We've
off
got
for a
3
practice
and
session.
3.
You've got a practice session to go to.
Yeah. We'll be right. All right. We've got 20 minutes.
Question from the second card.
I'll start mine.
Go.
Would you rather win 10 PGA Tour events or 1 major?
1 major.
Oh, that was quick. Do you want to think about it or?
Nah.
Righto. Cool. Moving on. Yours.
Yeah, my reasoning is okay. We said it a couple of years ago, or a couple of weeks ago. Sorry, in Luke's episode, the worst ever major winner, Danny Willett, but he still won a major,
Yeah.
right? You can.
When we say worst ever major winner, it's because
2 years later, he wasn't even on the tour. Lost his tour card.
Whether that's
And
personal reasons or not, or he doesn't
Back
play.
surgery and everything else.
He went
to
through
do
the
that,
works. He went through the works. When we say worst ever, it means out of the names that have won,
That
specifically the Masters.
major. Yeah.
We'll say specifically the Masters in the past, literally 25 years, they've made some very big impacts.
Yeah.
on the world of golf.
A lot
And
of
so has he.
illustrious careers.
He's had a good career,
Absolutely.
But in terms of winning the Masters, those of the won the Masters have done some big things afterwards. So
On the topic of the Masters and the majors, we will be discussing them in some length in the next couple of weeks.
Can't wait.
We will figure out how we're going to do it, whether or not we just
yeah, I'm not.
half an episode each week or each time it comes around, or a bonus episode.
Dunno.
Still trying to figure out the logistics,
Dunno.
so bear with us. Right.
Go for it.
What has been the one moment in your personal golf career / life where you felt the most pressure to succeed? Has there been a moment like you're standing over a 3-footer in a game of pennant or in a quali round or something that you've been like, this is pressure. I can feel this.
Yeah, I got one for you. So it's probably not something you'd expect.
Yeah.
actually. So I've been in situations where this is what they mean.
Yeah.
In terms of pressure, this is what this means, right? And it actually you have no control over it too. Sometimes, and the more you control over it you have, the better you're going to perform.
Of course.
But there's not a single person on the planet that has absolutely 100% control over the pressure that their body absorbs.
Of course.
You know what I mean? You can have 99% pressure, and that man is Tiger Woods.
Yep.
However, so there's probably the pennant final, Division 3 pennant final last year
Okay.
that we had at Southern.
Okay. I remember this.
And as awful of an experience of a day that was in terms of pace of play, in terms of how
Everything.
slow it was, and just everything they involved with that. I had my rant about
Yeah.
that, so I'm not going to harp on that. But it was the fact that when we had that clear run in front of us and that 4 holes coming in, I was 3 down with 4 to play and I won 3 in a row. So I birdied 15, 16, 17 to go to even par. Anyway, and then on the final hole, how Sid, hats off to him, he's beat me 3 times on 18.
Yeah,
Behind you.
we've had this story. Yeah,
And yeah, he's hit that shot to probably just out inside 15 feet and I'm just outside 15 feet. Standing over that putt,
yeah,
like I went to pull the trigger, nothing moved. Because there was 80 people standing
Of
around the
course.
green. And I don't know why. And because I've always said, no, it doesn't matter for me. Well, it does, but doesn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I went to pull the trigger because I pull the trigger pretty quickly with most shots that I have. I just sort of just stand over and have a quick look. Right, I feel good, bang. Right. And I stood over and I went to pull the hands back and nothing moved. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I'm like, hit it. Oh. And I'm like, what the fuck was that?
Yeah, right.
Like, and the weirdest part was I'm standing over it knowing what it meant.
Of course.
Right? Because it was a final. If I had to hold that and he missed, we win the final.
Oh, fuck.
Right? But unfortunately, I missed mine and he boxed his.
Yeah.
And then there was another. No, that was it, I think. I think that might have been it to win 4-3 or something like that, whatever it was. But yeah, I stood over it and I actually haven't had that feeling before in terms of not being able to pull the trigger. And I've played in, and like I said, I've played in Q schools, I've played in tour events now that feeling didn't happen.
Yeah.
That feeling was not there.
Yeah, right.
And maybe it was a slight preparation for that.
It's interesting that you say it hasn't popped up because you mentioned that at the National you had a putt and, oh no, it was Heritage.
Yeah.
You had that putt on 18 for birdie.
Nah, that was full commitment.
Yeah.
And I subconsciously knew what that putt meant at Heritage to make the cut. I didn't actually know it as a fact, but I thought this means a lot.
But it didn't lead to pressure.
No.
Yeah,
no,
right.
over it, I'm like, I'm holding this.
Yeah,
I'm not
nice.
walking off this green until this goes in. And unfortunately, it didn't go my way. It came back at me. But there was no resistance. There was no pressure. Like, it must have, I think,
The magnitude of the event.
all the things that I've sort of been through in terms of Q schools and the 2 Q schools now, the one coming up, but the 2 Q schools and the tour events that I played and the qualifyings and the pennant matches and even the state championships that I was involved in, during Vic State Champs in New South Wales and the one over in WA and even the one in Queensland and stuff like that. The one in Queensland was electric. I didn't feel pressure. That was more I used the
adrenaline.
crowd as fuel.
It was adrenaline.
You know what I mean? So, but yeah, it was, to answer the question, it was probably that pennant match in terms of pressure, like genuine pressure.
I suppose that sort of shows you how you actually feel about it, about pennant.
Because
at its core,
it mattered.
It mattered.
It absolutely did. And at that point, I'm like, whoa, that did matter. You know what I mean? Because I wanted to prove one thing, but it also, I knew what it meant. And that mentality's changed. But at that point, it meant heaps. It really did.
Yeah.
And yeah, like I said, there's higher magnitude events that mean 1 million times more than that single pennant match or that event. But yeah, to answer the question, it was probably that.
No, good.
It was really weird.
I like it.
Really weird.
Well done. Give me a second one.
I've gone, all right, out of all the Aussies playing the Masters, who's your prediction of best and worst finishing Aussie? So I'll name the Aussies that are playing. There's 4 of them.
Go for it.
Cam Davis.
Yep.
Jason Day, Adam Scott, and Minwoo Lee.
Minwoo Lee is probably the best chance,
which
and
is-
that's based on form. Jason Day always gets up and about for the Masters. The worst performer, I think, is unfortunately going to be Cam Davis.
Really?
I think he misses a cut.
Yeah. I hope we
And I
see
hope
him
he
all
doesn't.
in the top 5.
Absolutely.
But
Yeah, I know Cam's a very solid golfer. He's PGA Tour winner and can just produce really good rounds of golf at random moments. I hope this is another one of those, but I haven't really seen or heard a lot of him in the last sort of 6 to 8 months where I'm getting like throwing all the hats in the basket. Like I'm ready to go, on him. So that's just how it feels.
Okay. Fair enough.
I'm all chips in on Woozy.
I hope he rides the wave, and I hope he
all chips in on
produces
Woozy.
a good week. It'll be awesome. At least one of them.
No, very good.
At least one of them. I kind of agree with you. I'd probably say, out of Minwoo or Jay Day will be one of those two will be the top performing. I hope it's Minwoo, literally based off form, like you said. And he's going to use, I reckon he uses the crowd as fuel very well.
Oh,
he's
of
going
course.
to now.
Of course.
He's still new to the scene.
Yeah.
He's still very new to the scene in terms of PGA Tour, right? He's sort of dug his feet in the DP and the Asian Tour a
course.
couple of times, and he's already won on the Aussie Tour after not playing that often on it.
Yep.
But he's making noise, clearly, and everyone's else making noise for him. So hopefully he rides the wave a little bit, and hopefully expectations don't override him producing a good week. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so I hope he uses it as fuel. It'll be awesome to see. So hopefully he does. And then I think... And
Scotty's the outlier in this.
No, not even that.
It's not an outlier, but
he's an Australian legend. He's probably the best Australia's ever produced.
I agree. And outlier is probably the wrong word to use. He's
probably the one where it's like make cut, miscut, top 5, bottom 5. It doesn't matter. We're like, Scotty's here. We're happy. We're happy. Like
he's our tiger.
He's the Australian
He's
tiger.
our tiger.
Yeah. Let's go with that. Yeah, go for it.
Would you rather play a round of golf with driver through to 6 iron left-handed, or 7 iron through to putter left-handed?
Oh,
The other half of the set, whichever you choose, will be right-handed.
that's a good question. Nah, 7-iron through to putter left-handed.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you want to get off the tee and then just try and chew it all
Figure
up.
out from there.
Yeah.
Because I don't think I'll even be able to, like, the longer stuff I would be hopeless at. Like, I already know I can, well, when I say can, I can putt left-handed. I'm a very good putter left-handed, actually.
Yeah, okay.
I sometimes do it just to get freedom in the arms sometimes.
Yeah.
Don't care about the result. It's just to move everything in sync. And it seems to work for me sometimes. Chipping is bit up and down.
Of course.
Thank you. It's a bit like sometimes I hit great ones that come out nice. So I'm like, oh, that was pretty good. And sometimes I'd miss
Fin it
like
and
hit
hit the
it
back fence.
or flub it or shank it or something. But I would have more control with the lower, with the bottom end of the bag.
Yeah, nice.
So I'd go left-handed.
I tend to agree with you just for that.
Yeah.
Just for that characteristic alone.
On the range, give me like a 7-iron, just a little stock swing. I hit these little peely cuts, and it actually comes out really nice. Some of them, like, oh, that's mint. But out on the course, it'd be a different story.
Absolutely.
I don't think I would have that freedom.
I feel it'd be ridiculously hard chopping and changing from right to left-handed every second swing.
Yeah, it's like you got 163 to the hole, and I'm like, do I cut a 6-iron or do I cut a 7-iron? Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Anyway, I actually wonder what you're going to answer with this, because I actually don't know my answer to this question.
Okay, interesting.
I kind of do, but what's one? Let's say it's not a superstition, but what's one part of your routine before a round or during, whatever, that you think damages your ability to shoot a good score?
Oh, okay, that's a really good one.
So what you do
longest-
every time that you realize that you do every time, that is part of the routine that you think influences in a negative way the
Okay.
way you play golf.
I can tell you what it used to be.
No, I don't care what it used to be.
No, I've got two. I've got two.
All right, answer it twice then.
So the one that it used to be was I needed to hit driver in the warm up. We've got a short range and a long range at Heidelberg, and you can't hit driver on the short range.
Not on the
obviously,
short
it's
range,
like
no.
it's like 8-iron max or 7-iron
yeah,
max.
it's like something like that.
So I used to then go to the nets just around the corner and hit like 3 or 4 drivers just in the net just to feel like I know what a driver swing is. And that was a good sort of 3-4 months where I was doing that. And I felt like I was hitting driver amazing. The last sort of month and a half, I haven't really done it, and it hasn't really made a difference. So I'm like, okay, that's not that big a deal.
Wait. So you reckon needing to hit driver influenced it negatively?
No. Needing to hit driver meant that if I hit driver in the warm up, I was going to have a good round. So are you talking about like something that I did?
No, what's one part of your routine
Yeah.
that you think damages your ability
I
to
don't
shoot
think
a
there
good
is
score?
anything in my routine that
You reckon you
damages.
scrapped it out.
I think I've been doing it for that long that I've got it pretty down pat. And if I don't do it, it's probably because it damages.
Yeah, that's well said.
I can, like I said, the driver thing was more of a thing of like, I need to do this in order to play well. So hitting driver was one of those things. Another one would be just, I need to see the ball hit the bottom of the cup 1 or 2 times, right? There was a period, no, you're right. There was a period of time where, especially when we were going through our battles with the short game, where if I hit 1 or 2 S words out on the range or around the putting green and stuff, that it was all doom and gloom. There was no chance.
You were stuffed.
So I avoided.
Okay, in terms of that, no, I would accept that as an answer.
I
That
avoided it completely.
If you hit one of them,
Yep.
then day's ruined.
But I feel like my routine at the moment is very malleable in the sense that I can chop and change it how I need to based on how I'm feeling.
Oh, I can't.
I'm not talking about like, scrap this whole area. Like there was a time where I needed to hit a full bucket of balls. Now I can literally hit 8 and
Yeah.
I'm okay.
Dude, I would not.
I trust the
couldn't hit
feelings.
more than 20.
I trust my feelings a lot more than I used to. And that just comes with a bit of age and maturity where I just go, well, okay, it's not that deep today. Like, let's just go and have fun. I feel like I'm hitting it good. Let's just call it there.
Actually, literally 10 seconds backtrack, like sidetracking on that in terms of hitting 8 balls on the range.
Yeah.
I reckon at the National in the second round was the shortest range session I've ever had. Because I stepped up and I hit these 2 little clippy 58s that came off beautiful, right? And then hit one pitch and wedge and it come off gorgeous. And I'm like, there you go. Just handed to Dad.
Yeah.
Hit 2 7-irons, flushed both of them. There you go. Hit a 4-iron, flushed it. I'm like, there you go. And then hit 1 3-wood, smoked it. Hit that little low cut, smoked it. And hit 1 dog that just come off dead straight and smoked it. And I just handed it to Dad. I'm like, and Dad's like, is that it? I'm like, I hit 12 balls and I hit them all good. Out we go.
Yeah.
Let's go. And then hold
Even-
the first 15-footer I looked at, I'm like, oh no.
Even when I came to watch you at Heritage the week before,
Yeah.
and I came and filmed a couple of things on the range, I reckon you only hit 15 balls that day as well.
Maximum.
SGM's a tight ass, right? He's paid for his bucket of balls.
He's hitting them.
He's going to hit them all, right? And it's almost to the point where I've paid for my balls. He's going to hit all of mine, right? So
They're all being hit.
He's like, because he's rapid too. Like he'll race through a bucket of balls, and me and Mitch are sitting there chatting. I'll have a say hello to a few of the boys on the range. Next thing you know, it's taking me 15 minutes to hit 15 balls.
The less balls I hit on the range, the better I'm swinging it.
100%, right? So yeah, I feel like there are things that detriment my game in some ways, but I just don't do them. And generally, it's around chipping and that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Even now that I've got it down pat, if I hit 2 bad chips, I'm in a bad mood. So I just don't bother. I'll just do it out on the golf course and just go, oh, you haven't practiced it, so fair enough.
That's I reckon is the answer.
Yeah, they're probably that. So,
Not hitting something because you're worried it's gonna influence
because it's probably
your
going to
round.
ruin my round.
Okay, there you go.
So
I'll cop that as an
I
answer.
think I do it subconsciously.
You probably do.
Sometimes if I'm feeling good, I'll give it a crack. And I'm, if I hit 3, if I hit 5 chips and 4 of them are good and I hit 1 skunky one, I'm like, okay.
You're happy with that?
I'll take it.
That's good. That's good. Yeah. I've actually noticed that you like your short game's not in a place where it was.
No.
It's much better and much more impressive now. You've actually got some work to it now.
Yeah.
Like there was a few shots that we played the other last week I think it was,
Yep.
and I'm like, oh yeah, there you go, bit of sauce on that, right? But yeah, there you go.
There you go. My last one for you. Have you asked me 3?
Yeah, that's my 3.
All right, sweet. My last one for you, and I think you're going to froth this one. You're given a time machine to go back in time and watch 1 round of golf live. What round are you picking?
What, my round?
No, any round.
Oh, any round.
Any round shot by anyone, anytime, yourself included. You can go back and watch yourself play if you're really that,
I thought you were
No.
saying one round that I played. I'm
No,
like,
no.
no. Oh,
'Cause-
that's a good question.
A couple come to mind here, and they're pretty recent.
I would love to watch. Oh, I forgot what year and event it was. I think it was the US Open. I'd love to watch that 61 JT shot in
Yeah.
2017.
Yeah.
I think it was. Oh, but you said 1 round. I'll do process elimination.
You can just give us like a couple that you'd love to go see.
It would be the final round 2019 Masters
Yeah, obviously. I think that's on the top of everyone's
for
list.
Tiger.
Just follow Tiger around for 8
I
hours.
just followed Tiger around from 1997 to 2012. That's a really good question.
Do you want me to rattle off a couple that I've got? Because I've been thinking about this all day.
I think the first two that come to mind without like spending too much time on it would be JT 61 because I've watched some highlights of that, and then 2019 Masters. Is it following anyone specific or is it just the round?
You're just
the event.
You go back in time and you're on that golf course.
Oh right, 2019 Masters is probably the first one.
Yeah.
And then that round, just purely because of atmosphere, was I've forgotten the year. It was the PGA
Yeah.
champs. I've forgotten what year it was. It was just recent, last 5 years, last 3 years, I think. When Michael Block was playing, when he made the cut.
23.
Was it 23?
23.
I thought it was 22 for some reason.
Yeah.
No, 23.
That would have been sick. Just being there.
Just
in
being
that
there,
crowd.
just being there, just to see it. Even not specifically like following him was unbelievable because the crowds sort of swarmed to it. Nah, my answer set in stone. 2019 Masters final round. Final round 2019 Masters.
That would be at the top of my list as
Yeah,
well. But a
yeah.
couple of honourable mentions for me would be 2008 US Open playoff round, Rocco Mediate
Yeah,
versus
that'd be
Tiger
pretty
Woods.
cool.
Just a whole 18 round playoff. You don't
Yeah.
have that anymore.
No,
Shane Lowry wins the Open in
that'd be pretty cool.
2020 or 2021? 19, sorry, 2019 at his home course, right? Watching him on
That'd be pretty
even
cool.
that third round where he went off and just had,
Yeah.
yeah. And then Cam Smith, 2022 Open Championship, final round, makes that putt up the hill around the bunker on 17. That would have been sick.
That would have been pretty
Just some awesome golf to watch.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think in my head
Or-
if there's another one.
Or like maybe even going back to like a Ryder Cup of sorts.
Patrick Reed, Rory McIlroy.
Yeah.
2018?
18 at Le Golf National. Say I just maybe even day 2 at Le Golf National in 2018 would have been sick. There's a few.
There is a couple.
I would have.
Good question. Good question.
Tiger in 2000 at Pebble and stand behind Steve Williams when he's shivering.
If you had known. Nah,
If you
see,
had-
as good as that was, like I would have just loved to watch Tiger only in that first round. Actually, the whole week would have been amazing. But that just that, not even the first round because everyone shot low. Oh, well, low meaning everyone shot under because he was at 6, Ernie was at 5, and a couple were at 5 and 4s.
Yeah.
But then he was still the only one under par after round 3.
Yeah.
To answer the question, it would be that 2019 Masters. Yeah,
I agree.
definitely because that was even watching it. You're like, oh,
I went back and watched it again.
you're like, fuck.
So I wasn't
Deep are the crowds, dude. Like 10 rows deep.
I wasn't.
everywhere.
I didn't work on Friday. I was off work on Friday, so I set up the dartboard and put the Masters 2019 on the TV in the background, and I was just having a throw with that on in the background. I was just
Yes.
like, oh,
How good it is.
fucking unreal. And then fucking Molinari puts his ball in the water on 12, and I'm just like, here we go.
This is where
Yeah, absolutely. But
Tiger
then all of a
puts his to
sudden,
40
all
feet
of it,
centre
this
of the green.
happened 6 years ago, right? It happened 6 years ago, and all of a sudden I'm like, fuck, Cam Lake can win. He's just gone to 12. I'm like, Cam Lake can win. I'm like, Ricky Fowler's gone birdie, birdie, birdie. I'm like, I hope he gets up. I know the result.
That's like watching Carlton Collingwood 2023. I think it was when you guys knocked us out.
Yeah.
I'm like, we're gonna win. Oh no, we're not. Doesn't change.
No,
it's
the
just
role-
we think we're gonna win, and we hold on, and then Jamie fucking Elliott. I'd
But
have
that's
him on
the
the team up.
infatuation I've got with that golf round in particular, that final Sunday. And if you haven't seen them, the Masters have
has
sort of led the way in exposing and releasing all of their content and a lot of the final round broadcasts.
Yeah,
the Open's
they do it
doing it,
every year, yeah.
the US Open's doing it. So if you're interested in going back and
Ryder
watching
Cup have done it very well for a
Ryder
long
Cup,
time.
yep.
For a long time.
So if you're interested in going back and watching a bunch of old golf content from previous years,
Go on KO. KO has
KO's
a lot
good.
of the replays.
KO's
and
good,
stuff
but YouTube is phenomenal. YouTube is phenomenal.
as highlights.
Absolutely. No, not even full round broadcast, like 8 hour long videos of just the whole broadcast of, like I said, Lowry winning.
If it wasn't raining, I'd love to be in 2013 with Scotty.
Oh,
That
yeah.
would be unreal.
That'd be, yeah.
That's
sick.
probably my top 5. That'd be in my top
That
5.
playoff.
Yeah. Not even the playoff, just the entire round. It was so sick.
Absolutely.
Anyway,
Can you believe Angel Cabrera is coming back?
is he?
Yeah.
Wasn't he?
Released from prison.
I was gonna say he was a little bit naughty.
He won on the
once
tour.
they
He won the tour Champions Tour
Did he actually?
on the weekend. Yeah.
He's a naughty boy.
Absolutely.
Anyway.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for tuning into this week's episode of the Gold Jacket, Green Jacket podcast. We hope you've thoroughly enjoyed it. Be sure to head down, like and subscribe the video. Please hit the subscribe button. We are very nearly approaching 100 subscribers, which
that's good.
doesn't sound like a lot, but
It is for us.
yeah, it ain't much, but it's honest work.
I don't
right?
think I'm even subscribed.
You're a prick. Where it's still a little while to go, but if you haven't, suggest it please to your friends. Get them to subscribe. There's episodes every week, as you're all aware. There's extra bonus episodes coming up for the majors. We'll figure out how we're going to go about that this year.
We'll have bonus episode April, May, June, and July.
Absolutely. So head down, like and subscribe. As I said, leave us a comment. Send us some questions from the second cut because we're always open for those. Be sure to head to Instagram and TikTok, like and follow us over there. Plenty of good content, lots of clips on our TikTok especially. And get in touch about the head covers. Head covers are still going. Going to be contacting Big Dog in the next couple of days, I think.
Oh, cool.
So we'll be approaching them and trying to put some orders through. So
I act like that's a surprise to me. I already know this.
yeah, correct. Other than that, hit them well. Enjoy your golf. We'll see you soon. Cheers.